Kia ora, tēnā koutou, hello and welcome to episode 6 of ThaumCraft with Birdtross. Thank you very much for tuning in today. We are going to be carrying on with the series. I haven't actually done anything since the last episode, so yeah, I just logged in and we're not gonna expand the reed farm today. We're actually going to try some different seal combinations because I was having a look on the the wiki to see to see some of the seal combinations to work with. We're not going to be trying for the large ones anymore. We're actually going to be trying for the rapidly affecting seals. So yeah, to do that we're actually going to need, first of all, we're going to need to break those seals off. I know, it's a bit of a shame. We're also going to need to do a bit of in-house experimentation. I meant to actually do this in the test world, but yeah, we're going to need to do some testing, so I'm probably going to need to clear out some more of that dirt there to get that testing done. But anyway, so in order to do this, we're going to need some more seals, of course, and this is probably going to cause a major drain on our crystals. Now, actually, we actually need a tainted crystal. What can I use? Let's go ahead and use one of the firies. I don't use the firies for much. So yeah, I'm quite amazed at the turnout for these episodes, actually, because a lot of people have been tuning in to watch these Birdcraft episodes, a lot more than usual. Thank you very much for turning up if you are new. I'm sure you'll find plenty of fun to be had on the Birds channel. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the first time the Barbarian has debuted in this series. Please welcome the Barbarian! Yeah! So yeah, I think we're going to be right back once I get this tainted crystal. Actually, while we are waiting for the tainted crystal, let's go ahead and make some of these seals that we're going to need. So yeah, this is a complete fail on my part, by the way, to not actually make, well, just to sort of make the farm not in the way that I really wanted. Well, it is what I wanted, but yeah, things have changed. So we're going to need some earths. We're actually going to need a bunch of night ore. So I've got a bunch of glowstone. How about the redstone? How are we doing for redstone? We should have plenty of redstone. I'm not sure, do people want to see me just fuffing away in here with all my inventory and stuff, just wondering where the stuff is? Okay, so let's see, now the seal combinations are slightly, well, we actually need, first of all we need one for the air. Let's just go ahead and grab all our crystals. Water, so we've got that. I don't think we need fire, no, we don't need fire. We do need dark though, so I'm going to have to let that go, so that's what I've got that going for. And yeah, speaking of that, thank you very much for your comments on saying just how these condensers work. They don't extract energy from the V's, to extract V's from the crystal. What they actually do is use the crystal as a kind of a buffer. You can see the red arrow there is showing us what's happening here, the V's level in the series going down. What it's doing is it's drawing in V's from the local area by these particle effects, which I guess right then it just sort of made sense to me. And then as a result, it's sort of turning it into a tainted crystal. We can actually use a modifier, which comes later on in the mod, to actually be able to put tainted crystals in here to get taint out of them, to draw taint out of your areas. But yeah, more on that later. So yeah, making these, we're going to need a bunch of night ore. Well, it's a good thing we're actually making these, because we need, how many pieces of night ore? At least 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well that was easy. Let's see, 4. Cool. Just splitting everything into massive, unidealistic stacks. Let's see. Cool. Yeah. You go ahead and burn! Burn up in the flame! Or something. Okay, we've got those. I'm going to need my nuggets as well. How are we doing on nuggets? Oh, we've got one of those. Well, I guess we need more nuggets left. We might need more nuggets. I've got 4 nuggets left. That might be enough. Let's see. 4 nuggets might be enough. Let's have a go. Okay, we just put those in here like so. Now what we need is one of these earthens. Beautiful. See, I kind of want to try a different design than what I had for the previous farm. because you see in the last episode where we had the problem where some of the sugarcane was falling into the water, we're going to be trying to not let that happen this time. What else do we need? We need water. See, with this new design that I was sort of thinking of. So we've got the earths, the waters, we need air. Oh man, don't you just love... So I was actually kind of concerned about the amount of crystals that we're using. It doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. Luckily it is. Because I've only got like a couple of crystals left. I'm definitely going to need to get some major mining going on in the near future. I'm probably going to have to do that off camera though. Not sure everybody likes to watch me just sort of mine all day. But yeah. Now speaking of which, actually, before I just sort of cut, because we obviously need to wait for this tainted crystal, just before I cut, I just want to start off by saying that I did actually advertise for this episode by saying that I would actually be recording it live, and I am recording it live. Somebody may or may not turn up during the recording of the episode, but yeah, this is being recorded 100% live on my live stream channel. Feel free to turn up. Well, I might be advertising in future. I don't normally advertise, but yeah, I might be advertising in future for one of the ThaumCraft episodes. And you can take an active part in the episode, tell me what's what during the episode, and yeah. So if you are anybody who's like a die-hard fan of ThaumCraft, and perhaps even me, you know, there's always that for you, watching me live with no cuts. Well, I cut it because I think it's boring. But anyway, we are going to be right back once this crystal has turned into a tainted crystal. Alright guys, actually while I'm sort of just waiting for the taint crystal to go down, we're about at half energy here, but just while we're waiting, I think I just kind of want to make a, I want to make 2 extra seals. I did say I wanted to do this at some point during the episode. One of the last episodes, I can't remember which episode now, but yeah, I did want to make 2 extra seals. For a little system that we're going to be using quite soon, later on. Hopefully sooner rather than later. It's kind of a cool system. It's going to save on travel, let's leave it at that. And fans of ThaumCraft will automatically, by that, know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you haven't played ThaumCraft before, this is your first experience in ThaumCraft, then stay tuned. This is going to be quite an interesting little feature of the mod. So yeah, we'll be right back once the this is broken. Well, broken? I mean, like, empty. Just while we're waiting for this crystal to turn into a tainted crystal, just something that I actually remembered. I actually started experimenting today in a test world for ThaumCraft, just to see about Nitor, because at some point on the wiki for ThaumCraft it actually said that Nitor contains sort of more magical energy than went into its creation. So in other words, it's like, you know, for example, like it takes a piece of redstone and a piece of glowstone in an infuser to make it, and the infuser of course runs on these, so that's how you make it. I did a bit of experimenting on that test world, and it turns out it's about 10 Vs to make a piece of Nitor, and then I think I threw it into a crucible and it gave off about a total of 30 aura in terms of like some sort of split between Vis and Taint. So what you might have there then is some sort of system where you can make a bunch of Nitor and throw it in, and you've got yourself an extra, say, I don't know, 100 or 200 Vis. That's something for the people who are deep fans of ThaumCraft to take a look at, to see if you can get some more, see if you can just sort of generate Vis basically from nothing through Nitor. But anyway, how are we doing here? Okay, so it looks like it's almost finished. It's probably going to take a few more things. I was kind of hoping that discussion that I just had about the Nitor turning into pretty much unlimited Vis then would sort of finish us off, but I kind of don't want to cut it anymore, so we'll sort of just, I don't know, wait for this. Kind of what I'm planning to do is, you may or may not know of a YouTuber who also does a ThaumCraft series named MSA545. Basically the sort of system they had is to sort of have like a room of where they have their sugarcane, and basically what he did is he had the suction thing in the wall, and then he had his chest on the other side of the wall. I'm kind of thinking I want to do something similar to that. Basically because that means that, you know, in terms of being able, losing sugarcane to, say, water it, not being able to be sucked into the machine because it's getting stuck behind the cobblestone. But the beauty of that design is that there's no obstructions between the reed, the sugarcane, and the suction seal. So that's kind of the design I'm hoping for. And we've got our tainted crystal, so let's just really quick turn this into some more dark runic essences. Thank you. Okay, so we've got all the essences we need. Hopefully seals... what's the word? When you break a seal off, it'll drop the seal. I don't think it will drop the essences, which is why we spent the first couple of minutes of this episode making the essences again. But yeah, we'll see. So we'll catch you back up at the sugarcane farm. Alright guys, just quickly checking in on the sugarcane farm, and it turns out all the cobblestone has turned into mossy cobblestone, something that I didn't realise would happen at the time. But it is nice to come back and see that it has been working in terms of growing stuff. It made mossy cobblestone from like nothing. Awesome. How are we doing for sugarcane? We've got plenty of sugarcane, sort of in the interim period, that's cool. Another piece just sort of drops in. I think we'll just leave this here. Might keep the mossy cobblestone in there for now as well. So basically what I'm going to be doing now is just sort of actually dismantling this. So we're just going to go ahead and break all these seals off. So yeah, it does give us the seal back, but it doesn't give us back any of our essences. It's a bit of a shame, but then in order to make progress, you need to sort of fail. I mean, in humanity there have been many failures, but we have learned from them. Do you really think the first house ever created in the history of forever stood up for more than 5 minutes? Of course it didn't. And that is why any construction... I don't have any iron. Okay, we're gonna need a bucket. Be right back. Bucket? Sweet. Birdtross, I hear you ask. Why are you going to so much trouble to get the sugarcane farm up and running? It seems a bit pointless, doesn't it? I mean, you don't really need all that sugarcane, do you? Do you really need it to be as efficient as you possibly can? Yes! We are going to need this stuff in massive quantities. Vast, vast quantities. Okay, I just need to sort of like move everything basically. Let's see. But yeah, we will need a lot of sugarcane. A lot. Like, so much sugarcane. I don't know. I'm not very good at these sort of things. Birdtross made so much sugarcane that when he woke up in the morning, everything was dead. Get it? Oh man, that's where it gotta be like the worst thing ever. Okay, so yeah, the idea is, as you've just seen here, is basically just sort of have a wall like this, and then you have a wall along like that. Actually, I don't know the dimensions that I'm going to need this thing to be. So yeah, we're going to be, I'm going to be back. I'm going to go here and hang out in a test world for probably a good 10-15 minutes just to get the dimensions of this thing. Then I'm going to be right back. Okay, I had a good session in the test world. I'm right back after being in there for quite some time. Probably like 15-20 minutes or so. And yeah, I've come up with a good design for how I want to do this, or rather I have sort of tweaked the design that I was thinking of to be the size that I want. So yeah, and I actually, very first of all, I actually need to get at least one more air essence, because it turns out that I was sort of a little wrong in my calculations. Well, I wasn't wrong. No, well, I was. But I technically wasn't, but I can't read, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I'm going to be, we're going to need to get ourselves another piece of air runic essence. We do have one spare somewhere, I think. So we don't need to worry about making another piece of nitor or anything, which is cool. And why I'm sort of taking the long way, aren't I? I take like a different way to get here every time. I don't know, I kind of like that though. And also, another thing that I just sort of had like spur of the moment brainwave idea kind of type deal was basically to have a mossy cobblestone sort of farm in there as well, turning ordinary cobblestone into any mossy cobblestone that we may want, purely just for aesthetic reasons. See, we got that working. I'm going to need a bunch of water. Going to need that. We're going to need those. Yeah, I think we're ready. Oh, yeah, and I was using a NEI, of course, to do that. So we're going to have to go back into recipe mode and turn the interface off when we need it. And that's glitched open. Okay. I also took the liberty of, just while I was off camera, I think, just moving some of this, starting to move some of my equipment up into the lab. One of the issues, of course, with moving this stuff is that we're not going to be able to move this without like losing all the vis and taint. I don't really want to pump my atmosphere with 166 pieces of taint. So we're going to have to think of a way to transport this vis up there. I do have an idea in mind. Oh, I might make that a specific episode. Perhaps next episode we can get into the sort of beginning to populate the ThaumCraft lab, just sort of letting our reed farm make a bunch of reeds for us, which is what we're doing right now. And yeah, I said this just before when I was along here. Is this worth it? The answer, yes. Simplicity. This will be worth it. Trust me. Trust me. Okay, so we're going to need to make this area here quite big. We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to need one more, like so. And then you dig under here. Do that. Put down some dirt again, like so. This makes us our 7 across area. This is going to be the back. So we can basically just we can do that. Yeah, we can do this. I think probably in the future what I want to do is, I actually meant to do it while I was up there. I meant to get a bunch of fences. I think I had a couple spare from when I was making this wheat farm, and I kind of wanted to use fences instead. But you know, what I'll do for now as just a general border. Anyway, so we need to get a bunch of water. So that was 7 along there. This needs to be 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is how we're going to do this, and then you can put. I don't think that goes there. Oh, well, we'll see. So I need to get a bunch of water. Well, there's water right there, which is cool. And just a quick bit of audience involvement there. I actually had a request to record these videos in 480, well, at least 480p, basically because they found that 360p was a little bit blurry and stuff. Apologies, I completely forgot for this episode to do that. Perhaps in the next episode, if someone reminds me or I remember, I will be sure to at least give 480p a crack. I believe I did one 720p video once, and that was quite big. That was a long time ago. But yes, I do intend to give 480p a crack. So yeah, bear that in mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. And then do this. And then you can actually put sugarcane here as well. When I tested this, I was actually quite amazed to see that this actually did work. And we don't actually need, we need to do that. I think. Yeah. Because this is where the sugarcane's going to go. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Now we're going to need more water. Yeah, so we're a bunch of people sort of going more to comments. There's actually sort of a bit of a, I think it's sort of a bit of a discussion on how sort of things are working in ThaumCraft. I've had people sort of saying, giving me ideas and suggestions and things about how stuff works. Example being like, I started the video by sort of saying how the condenser works. Yeah, people gave me that idea. Thank you very much for sort of sharing your thoughts and knowledge on how ThaumCraft works with the community and me. So I can benefit from it just as much as everybody else. And also, another example was that people want me to sort of like get bookcases going around the Quasarton to sort of really boost the research. I didn't really have the opportunity to do that, basically because obviously I don't have much sugarcane. But yeah, hopefully from here on out, basically after the end of this episode, which is now, for me, because I've just sort of been recording the whole lot in one big chunk, is for me now 50 minutes. But yeah, hopefully for you guys it's not really that long. But yeah. So yeah, Quasitum, more bookcases. It's in the works. Everything's in the works. I'm gonna need more sugarcane. Oh no, I've got plenty. Cool. I was just like, what? I don't have enough. So the idea basically is to make a sort of little ring like this. I did actually consider showing you guys the other test world. I think I ended up deciding against it. Well, I did decide against it. Not for any particular reason. Well, yeah, because I was sort of still planning and stuff. But yeah. Now we can put all this stuff here. Now what happens now is that there's sort of like one hole that everything can go into, and that is here. This is where one of the seals is going to go. Just like so. Sweet. And this is going to be the chest run, of course. I'm not sure if I did mention, I think I did. I'm sort of basically just sort of copying the design that was made by a YouTuber who's also doing a ThaumCraft series named MSA545. I'm sort of just basically copying their design. I'm hopefully it's more efficient, perhaps a little bigger than what they did. But we'll see. Yeah, and I think I did mention as well that I want to make a mossy cobble farm on here. So what we're going to do is just going to carve this out, and then we've got pretty much two systems in one. We can come in here occasionally, grab some mossy cobblestone. Actually, I just realised. I turned it on to peaceful because I was in my test world. But yeah, we are back on normal now. Sorry about that. And, yeah, cobblestone. I'm not quite sure what we're going to be using the mossy cobblestone for. I think we can just sort of grab it as we need it. It's pretty much going to just be an artistic type thing for me. I don't really have any plans to use mossy cobblestone in any great amount at this point. But we'll see in the future. So anyway. And what's the combination for the chest? It is air, dark. Cool. So anything that grows will... Actually, anything that sort of just drops should be dragged in there. Now, I was kind of concerned in the test world that this piece of water right here is going to be an issue. Doesn't seem like it is. So if I just sort of step back from here, you can see it, you can hear it being picked up by the machine, which is cool, and it does seem to be working. So yeah, we need to get the seals on the roof now. I kind of thought about this a little bit, and basically want the seal to sort of sit there. So this is the roof, and we can do this. I don't want to completely cover this over. As I said, I kind of was thinking probably fences would just be enough, because I kind of want to have a look at it occasionally. I might, you know, might have a fence gate here or something, so that I can sort of come in and collect some of the mossy cobblestone. But yeah. Now the middle is these two blocks here. For those wondering, it's a 9 by 8 room, I believe, with the wall all in place and everything. It's a 9 by 8. So yeah, we'll just stick these seals on here. I think we'll just leave those there as is. No, I'll actually go ahead and destroy these. They look ghastly. And it seems like the suction seal, as it's coming to be called, is doing its job. Awesome. You just forget it's there. I'm forgetting it, it's there. What else have we got? We've got these. So yeah, cool. Now, the difference between the seals that I was using in the previous video and these seals is that these seals work faster, but on a smaller area, which is the area that I determined in my test world. So yeah, it doesn't really matter which one of these you power up to do what. Anyway, just going to make this one the harvester, which is earth, water, air. And then we're going to make this one the grower, which is water, earth, air. And I actually like that one better because it looks cooler. So yeah, it's working. That's it. Spray and walk away. So, okay, we've got a bunch of sugarcane for now. I think I probably want to end the episode here. Because I have been going for quite a while myself. It's now 55 minutes for me. It's been like an hour for me. It's probably going to end up being probably like a, I don't know, probably just a usual 25, 30-minute episode. Not quite sure. But anyway, you can see that the mossy cobblestone is forming. That's cool. And yeah, thank you for watching episode 6 of ThaumCraft with Birdtross. As I said at the start of the video, I did live stream this. I'm still live streaming, completely live, available to view live on livestream.com/birdgaming. There's a link on my channel page for anyone interested. I'll probably post, probably not every time, probably just occasionally just saying, oh yeah, I'm going to be live, because I did post and like a certain number of people turned up. Okay, I'm going to reveal the truth. Nobody turned up. I'm lonely. I'm lonely. Watch me play games live. But yeah, anyway, I'm mad. I just basically sold myself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bye-bye, people of YouTube! That's actually going really fast. It's great, it works. The people of YouTube can see the awesomeness of the sugarcane. Bye-bye.